Now, since we going on this whole marriage thing, is anybody in this podcast married? Anybody?
Not at all.
Because we all talking about marriage.
Is anyone in a relationship right now?
I am.
Okay.
And you already know my situation.
Yeah.
So,
it's like Ejike.
so here's that. Now I have questions for all you ladies in here. But first off, back to and I ain't forgetting NaNa. But first off, back to Kev. Okay, that's what some of the listeners are looking for. They're like, this nigga got over. Nah, he didn't, y'all. He didn't.
Nah,
okay, we're gonna go back to that kid rape your wife shit. Okay, but what ladies, what do y'all think about about this situation? Should his wife stay? Should she leave?
I feel like she knew. What am I not allowed to say on this?
You can say whatever you
It's
want.
the problematic statement. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let it out.
Because I feel like she walked into some mess because when he cheated on her first, right?
Yep.
With his ex-wife.
Speak it to the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
With the ex-wife, and she had children. So I mean, it's going to be continuous. What do you expect? You signed up for this, so I'm not condoning it, saying it's okay. But what can you do? Like you can't even be upset with yourself. Just right. I feel like you should just be like you shouldn't have got caught, nigga. Like right. That's it.
Yeah. I think a lot of women, like when they do get into these relationships with these type of men who are very powerful, at least when it comes to money, when it comes to what exactly their exposure. I think they do take that risk. That's a risk when it comes to those type of relationships. Yeah. The risk factor's increasing versus you marrying a guy who, is a school teacher.
But it's everywhere.
It is everywhere, but it's a higher based on like his exposure. He's going to be exposed to how many women?
I'm saying check this out, man. I'm gonna have to cut you off there, Allison. You never answered the question. Should she leave? Should Kevin Hart's wife leave after Kevin Hart has cheated? I want all women to answer this question because we've been jumping around.
Because we heard y'all's judgments on Twitter. I mean,
go ahead.
Personally, me.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't leave him.
You would not?
I would not.
Okay. That's real. That first real is why not? Why
life is just a sum of all our choices. So those are things consequences that you will have to deal with. Like he cheated, so now y'all trying to amend the relationship. I mean, it's gonna take time, and you might not just ever really get over it, but it has happened. So
Ashley, what about you?
Would I leave or stay?
Well, yeah.
I mean, personally, yeah, I would stay.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I would.
A guy only goes as far as a woman lets him. So
you guys see the Breakfast Club where Gary Owens was asked about it?
I didn't watch that one.
It's hilarious.
I love Gary Owens.
I agree with him. He was like, if my spouse is making $200-300 million, like, you just shouldn't have got caught. Like two dudes.
No. See, it's different for guys, and I'll tell you why.
Honestly,
and Raven, would you before you say your point there, EJ? Raven, so would you leave or stay?
Oh, I'm staying.
Yeah,
there we go. It's like, but all y'all are against it, and I know what he did it was morally wrong, but each and every woman in this podcast just said they would stay.
And see, what's crazy is when you turn to Twitter and you go to like a regular function, some outing, everybody's gonna be like, nah, hell no, I wouldn't stay. Everybody's so fake, man.
Has their situation.
Exactly.
Okay, and I
would walk away from things related to abuse. Like that's for me. Like everybody has a crossing line. And even then, I tell women who do decide to stay in an abusive relationship, you better fucking learn how to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's where I would differ. I think I could stay in an abusive relationship if it was $200 million a year. About like $200 million, I think I could take a couple ass whoopings. $200 million.
Not taking
some emotional distress, maybe. I don't know.
A couple ass whoopings for $200 million.
It'd be a lot of stuff.
And that $200 million is not going to help
my life.
It will at least have some medical.
No. If I die, no.
Now listen, let me be clear, y'all. Let me be clear for all the ignorant. No, I do not condone domestic abuse or beating on women. That's just for fuck niggas, all right? I do not condone that.
Exactly.
Okay? Or either one, okay? Keep your hands off each other.
I got a couple women who beat me up, and if I go tell anybody that, they'll be looking at me, the statue I am, like, what? Yeah.
But everybody's so fake, man, with the answers. Like, I would leave him. Like, here's how I look at it. Men and women, I feel, for generally speaking, are different when it comes to cheating. Okay? I feel like with women, there's two factors that will determine if a woman's gonna stay after a man cheats. One is how many people know. Her reputation's on the line. So I think if it's on the wraps and not too many people know, more than likely she'll stay.
Hillary Clinton stayed. So that Hillary Clinton stayed. So that explains that out.
But you left out my point too. Part two.
Okay.
Part two. What do they have to lose or gain from the situation?
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. So are you willing to walk away from the most powerful man in the country? Are you willing to walk away from $120 million? That's what I'm saying. I feel like those two factors is what really determines if most women will stay or leave. Men, on the other hand, shit, if I heard my girl just went out and got some coffee with another nigga, nah. Okay? Like that shit.
You say that now.
I feel like you're forgetting the emotional aspect to it because some women may or may not feel so heartbroken that they would have to leave the person that they're with. Like,
but it's different because I think a lot of guys, well, we know that you fuck some other nigga. It doesn't matter if no one knows about it.
That's a pride thing.
It is a pride thing.
Yeah. I'm talking about emotion, not like, like a petty, someone else's
it is a pride because it also, generally speaking, we feel, at least I feel, I'm not going to speak for all men, but I feel that a lot of times y'all do it, there's an emotional connection somewhat. Generally speaking.
For when what? Men cheat?
Like you emotionally, when women cheat.
Oh, yeah.
There's like an emotional attachment, generally speaking.
It's more
okay, yeah, there's always obviously exceptions, but I'm saying, yeah, that also plays a part in it. But just the fact that just you imagine, that another dude has violated to a woman.
Man. Yeah.
And she coming back home to you, that's always going to play in your mind.
It's not a violation.
That's always going to play in your mind.
I'm not going to lie. That imagery will be stuck in my mind.
Like, I look at you as unclean from that point on.
It's also my primitive, I'm primitive to protect women. So for another, my lady to get smashed by another guy, then I felt like, dang, I ain't do my job.
Yeah.
You know?
All I'm saying is, what do you think we look at y'all like when we find out that you cheating on a woman's been...
Referred to as my 2 points. And that's what y'all look at. Y'all look at how much y'all have to lose or gain from the separation, and also is your reputation on the line. In other words, how many people know about it.
Like she said, emotionally, like if I'm in love with someone and they're supposed to be in love with me, but they allowed another person to kind of step into our almost realm, especially sexually. Yeah. I mean, it's completely disrespectful. Like, don't get me wrong, like,
cheating's disrespectful, period.
I mean, she kind of walked. No, I get it. It's like she kind of. I mean, the way she got her whole position is doing that in the first place. Yeah. So karma's a bitch. So I'm all about that too. I'm big on karma.
She married a man obviously for lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's also another reason why I know for a fact, like, she's not gonna leave. She knew what role she was taking.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you should expect. They did with the harems and stuff like that, and like the emperors, like this, like all these women would kill each other, the concubines, just to get on top of the other. So it's like it's the same situation.
Yeah, she's just playing her role. But she's like, I have my meal ticket. It's just roasting right now.
Exactly.
And it's also based on society's expectations, okay? Because I feel another big reason why women will stay in a relationship is because society makes y'all believe that y'all are incomplete if y'all are not, or unworthy if you're not in a relationship.
But honestly, she played her position really well because you never really hear about her having interviews or anything else without him. Like, she doesn't have platforms of her own. Yeah. Really, he kind of put his own foot in his mouth doing all that because he's always like, oh, my rib, and I love my wife. She's this, she's perfect, she's this and that. And then be like, you cheated, so this halo is starting to hang a little low right now.
Cat fucked up.
That boy didn't get on your rib. He got some briskets, he got chicken, he got everything go with that.
But I'm just saying, when you turn down thousands, like, he's Kevin fucking Hart. So you turning down thousands and thousands of women trying to be faithful, and you just slip for it. Lady, 1,001. You slip. Is he really such a bad guy?
Is he turning down thousands of women?
He's Kevin Hart.
Because
I'm just saying, like, because here's the thing.
Like, we like Sheila.
Y'all wouldn't.
I would not.
Y'all would not fuck Kevin Hart.
I wouldn't.
Y'all.
I mean, he's precious.
Would I?
I'm just saying.
$120 million? Hell yeah, I would.
Hell no.
Hell yeah, I would.
Okay. Fucking him.
All right.
Hey. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? Then I might have to rethink.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
At that point, it is a business arrangement when they're that rich. Like,
120 million.
Speaking
I mean, let's
of
be
that,
real, y'all. Come on, y'all know damn well that if Kevin Hart,
she said no.
So you would curve Kevin Hart.
I have morals, okay? Just because
everybody talk that moral shit.
Her morals
look
is
at
more
Ugly
than
God.
$120 million.
Everybody talk that moral shit, and then you look at a nigga like Ugly God, you look at the girl that's with him.
No,
I'm just saying.
Like, look,
he's a really nice person.
Maybe he does.
Nah,
and then think
I heard
about it, like, honestly, you have to think, too. Some people, like, when you get to know them, like, for me, it's like, it takes more than just being like, oh, what kind of money they have. I built up my own career because I wanted to, you know, be able to at least have my own funds if anything happened to my potential spouse. Like, if he got sick or anything else, not everything would be on him.
What if you never built up your career? What if you have nothing?
What if you have nothing? Like, what if I had nothing? I would try to find something to have, like, that I would at least be able to pass on down to my children.
But that's the thing. Like, you get a lot of women who have something. When they get with these high-profile dudes, they get so distracted in what's going on in his life. They give up what they're working on, and they're just so in his world.
It's a career, man. Golden is
but you have to look at that mindset, the mindset of that woman. She grew up differently than us, or grew up differently from me, and so I have different thoughts. Like, I purposely don't, like, I have friends of mine who, like, try to find ways to get around guys, like, who, you know, like, who play baseball. They're like, oh, he plays for the Rangers. He's going to be at this event. And they know how to catch all these different goos. Like, hey, the guy works at the Mavericks and stuff like that. It's actually a network.
What did you say?
And stuff.
So they have it down to a science.
They do. Like, they literally.
Like, I know girls like that, too.
They're like, hey, he goes to brunch at Nick at Sam's. Like, we need to be here by 10 o'clock if we want to get good. And I'm like, for me, I just don't put myself in that out there because I was like, I don't try and attract those type of individuals. Like, if it happens naturally, I meet him at a grocery store, maybe. But at the same time, I would realize if I got into a relationship with somebody in the industry, this is what I could look forward to, the exposure. Not saying that he's not a good person, but that's what I could be expecting in the long run. And so I would have to say, play my odds. Like, is it love, you know, stability? What do I want in them circumstances?
I mean,
I hear you talking that good shit. Now, ladies, Raven, Allison, do y'all agree with all of her points?
I mean, well, I hate to say speaking of experience, but I've had guys who are in that lifestyle.
You had a Kevin Hart, 120 million?
No,
that's a different situation.
You ain't with them no more?
No. That's
different from a Kappa.
It's never gone that far because I think when you're dealing with that type of mindset and that type of almost money, it can go either way. They're super sweet. Their money doesn't get to their heads. They're just cool. And then there's the ones who have money and they don't know their new money is what I like to do.
But people change, and change is inevitable.
But straight to my point, where I've hung out with them, like, not expecting anything, just hanging out or whatever, but their personality is trash, and they couldn't even call me the next day. I, like, just blocked their number.
See, but you still messing with top tier regular niggas,
but
though.
Like
that's a little different. Okay, now would you be so quick to call it quits if it was like a Steph Curry or a that's what I'm saying.
But that's so
you have to think about it. Be real, Raven.
Someone who can really change your life. Really.
That's what I'm saying. I could get that dude who I'm talking about could have changed my life, but I'm
instantaneous.
Now let this group thing happen. Okay?
No. But you're thinking this money is just
exactly. Money is not a validation.
Money makes like
let's I have to be in your face. You have to be in mine. I have to talk to you every day. I have to ask you for shit.
But we do that at the job all day. We do stuff that we don't like, but we tolerate it because we're getting paid. Money does make the world go round.
I'm just saying,
like, does, but I'm not having
like you're liable to kill them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, say what you just said.
What was I saying? That if you're actually with that.